Thank you for joining us, guys. Today, I have a really special guest here on my show. I have Nicole Russo, who is the head of product at Myriota. Myriota is a world leader in low-cost direct-to-orbit satellite technology. I'm really excited for this interview, so I'm going to pass it off to Nicole so she can introduce herself.
Hi, thanks, Isaac. It's great to meet you and great to be with you today. Yeah, that's a good introduction. I'm the head of product at Myriota. So I head up our product team, and we're focused on the customer and developing network service and enablement products around that to provide the highest quality IoT communications platform and get customers to market as quickly as possible.
It's really cool to see the product. When I was looking through everything, it was really exciting because that's not something that you have opportunity to. Low cost direct orbit satellites, that got me really excited. So I was going to ask, how did you get started with Myriota?
Yeah. I've been with the company for about 4 years now, or 3 or 4 years now, and Myriota's always been a really customer centric company. And so even before I came on board, the focus was always on what we're developing and how that's going to meet a customer need. And at some point they realized that they wanted to kind of break that out into its own group and have that as an expertise within the company. And so I was lucky enough to come on board at that point and head up that team. And it's been a super exciting journey so far, and I can't wait for the next year and see where we take it.
Awesome. What would you say is the key problem Myriota is solving?
Yeah, so as you spoke to earlier, we are focused around developing a affordable solution for IoT connectivity. So the reality is that 90% of the world still doesn't have connectivity. A lot of those areas, we don't hear much about them because they're remote, and no one's sitting there saying, I want my Netflix. But those areas are places where we really need to be gathering data in order to effectively manage our environment and manage the human challenges that exist. So that's what Myriad is here for. We want to provide truly global IoT connectivity, but also meet those other really key needs around scalability, affordability, and security, which often aren't met by existing solutions.
And what would set your products apart from some of the other global satellite modules that are in the market?
Yeah, I think we've got a number of different differentiators that would set us apart. I think to start with, our expertise is in telecommunications. First and foremost, we're experts in comms, and we enable our technology via space tech, which is really fun and cool. But it's that way around, not the other way around. So we have loads of patents securing our innovation in communications algorithms and signal processing, and that strength enables us to say with a lot of confidence that our network is truly scalable to billions of devices with a very small satellite constellation. We aren't reliant on hundreds of assets in our constellation to deliver that service, and we can do it at a very low cost. There are no startup or ongoing infrastructure or maintenance costs on those systems. We are a direct to orbit system, which means we're not reliant on our customers having to set up and maintain terrestrial infrastructure. So that's a really key benefit for our customers. It's what keeps it really low cost and also simple and easy for our customers to work with. And I think the third differentiator that's really key is security as well. It's a key aspect of our technology right from the beginning because we've always had a really close relationship with the Australian defence industry. And as a result, the network was developed with security front of mind right from the beginning. So end-to-end security is embedded in our technology, and we consider it a really unique strength.
You guys really got a lot going on, but it's really cool. So what would you say is a vision for your future at Myriota?
Yeah, it's a big question. And I think we have a really big answer for it as well. Truly global IoT. So, we see in the future that agriculture and industrial devices will be connected by default. That's not going to be a new or exciting thing. Being able to remotely be able to monitor and track assets that are remote is just going to be the default way of life. So removing that barrier at the moment to the fact that, unless your asset is high cost or it's located in an urban or metropolitan area, you can't track it. You just have to guess where it is or hope for the best. So yeah, we see a future where that doesn't really exist. And we have all the data we need at our fingertips to accurately manage our environment and manage our human resources, no matter where they are.
Yes, because you saw a need for that because, IoT is expanding so quick, but no one's fully solved that communication channel, which is needed for anything to be successful. So,
Yeah,
uh,
totally. Yeah.
yeah. So with your extensive history, how did you find yourself at Myriota?
Yeah, well, my background is definitely in product and in software engineering, and so the telecommunication aspect, as a newbie into the company, was something that was new for me, but it's been such an exciting experience to kind of understand that technology aspect, but also stay in my focus area, which is on our customers. So understanding, what our customers need in order to have IoT devices that work no matter where you put them. So, as a customer, you shouldn't have to wonder or be interested in necessarily how you get your data. What you're interested in is that you do get your data in a really timely fashion. So you get at low latency, you get those messages every time. So that's my focus in the business, and that's my background as well, as around customer-centric solutions, and that's what we're building. So that I think that's a really special aspect of Myriota, that there's definitely the techie side of it. There's the really strong background in telecommunications and understanding how to deliver that technology, but also a really deep understanding that at the end of the day, our customer is the person using the technology, and they're not so worried about how it works. They just want to know that it will work.
Yeah, it's good you're so passionate about it. I know it's going to be a huge success, and I just want to know then what would be the best use cases for Mariota?
Yeah, well, there's some really obvious ones. So the agricultural industry and utilities industry. So monitoring water meters and gas tanks and your water tanks remotely, soil moisture levels, anything like that, where those assets are located remotely away from traditional communications technologies, and you want to know what those things are doing a number of times a day. So these are really perfect use cases for Myriota, because you don't want to be paying a lot of money for that data. You have other options, but they are expensive, and so there's no point in just replacing those with another expensive automated solution. So that's where Myriota can come in and enable you to get that data, but at a really low cost. But really, you can think of any industry, and there will be a Myriota solution for that industry. So we have customers in logistics and tracking. We have fleet management, wildlife management, government defense. There's so many different industries in which this technology can make a difference, and we are working with lots and lots of different people.
So the Mariota Developer Toolkit will allow makers and developers to create IoT solutions that connect to Mariota's satellite network. But what everyone is going to want to know is, how easy is it for makers to get started with the developer toolkit, and how do you work with developers and makers to create different IoT solutions?
Yeah, so we're really excited to be offering our new developer toolkit, which basically has everything in it you need to get up and running. So it's got the Myriota module integrated onto a developer board. There's lots of IOs on that board so that you can connect to any number of different devices that you might have. So depending on what your sensor type is, you're going to be able to connect that in. It comes with an antenna, which allows you to basically put that device straight outside and start using the satellite service. You can get a feel for what kind of data you can get through and how that's going to come out at the other end. You get access to our device manager, where you can manage that device and see how it's performing, and access to our developer community, which is a really awesome quite new service that we're offering, and we're really excited to be answering customers' questions and really helping that developer community grow. You also get access to our developer site, which has all of the information you need about our APIs. It's got example code, how to get started downloading the code, the SDK onto the device. So yeah, and you also get some modules in there as well. So once you've had a go at the developer toolkit, you can then take those modules and integrate them onto your own board. If you want to see how that's going to work with your device, if you've got one already or something that you're developing. Yeah, so it's pretty much got everything you need to get started, and it gives you access to us. So we have a really awesome support team. I also monitor and answer questions on the support. So it's a huge team effort, and yeah, we can't wait to start talking to our US customers and helping them get live.
Yeah, I'm excited to put it to use. Where do you see IoT in the next 3 to 5 years then?
Yeah, everywhere. So yeah, I see it as being almost invisible in the same way that, you know, mobile technology companies are invisible. You don't really think too much about your provider anymore, unless they let you down, but ideally they don't. So yeah, we envision the industry being, you know, ubiquitous. It's going to be everywhere, and Myriota will hopefully be a household name amongst those industries for providing a really strong service anywhere in the world at really low cost. And, you know, I think we'll see it start to creep into, you know, every aspect of our lives. We already have it as, I guess, domestic customers. You know, we're getting used to being able to turn on our lights via our phone and all that kind of stuff. And we want to extend that out to our business customers. You know, why can't they have that as well? You know, they can check their water tank levels from their phone, or understand which of their fields they should be watering, rather than just, you know, pouring their water over every field. Yeah, it's going to be a really exciting feature, I think.
Yeah, I think the water tank is pretty interesting because I've had two ideas for what to play with, so maybe I'll run them by you.
Yeah.
So one would be a water tank solution. So my family does have a farm further up north where they do have to go check the water tanks and make sure the cows are getting water. So what would I do, or what advice would you give me to make sure I don't submerge it in water and it works out well?
Yeah, definitely. That's perfect. So, you know, what you want to know is how low is that tank. So you need to know if you need to top it up so that your poor animals aren't going to go thirsty. And also you might want to know, you know, actually it's emptying pretty quickly. So, you know, it's emptying faster than I would think. So I want to go and check that and make sure that it doesn't have a leak. So that's a really easy solution. There's lots of off-the-shelf water tank monitors, water tank sensors, so level sensors that you can use. There's a couple of options. You can go with an ultrasonic option, which is a bit more high tech, or you can just go with an old fashioned level sensor. And then you can attach that to the developer board that you've got. So you can integrate that with the developer board. We have some example code online that would help you write a really simple app for that. And then you can basically deploy that sensor connected to the developer toolkit, which has an enclosure that you can put outside. So it's ready to deploy. You just pop that on top of your water tank and you wait to see the data come through.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'm leaning more towards that one. But my other one is an interesting use case that I've had where I just wanted to be able to track my car. So, I've looked at ESP32 modules, but to get a SIM, it's going to cost you like $15 a month when all you want to do is send a text every so often. So how could I use Mariota's satellite network to build something like that?
Yeah, that's even easier. That's perfect. You don't even need a sensor for that one. So the developer toolkit would work out of the box for that solution. So you set up your developer toolkit using the tutorial online on the developer site. There's also a tracker app that we have that's example code. So you can install that on the module, and then you just pack it all up and put it in your car, and we have a visualization platform as well, example tracker, that we could get you a copy of, and then you'll be able to see where your car is historically and where it is right now.
Wow. So you guys really built this for developers, so it's ready to go. That's awesome. Cool. Well, Nicole, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I want to really thank you for being here. It's an honor to have interviewed with you, and I'm excited about where Myriota is going, and I'm excited to play with it and see what I can build as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Isaac. It was great to meet you.
Yep. Talk soon. Bye.